and breathe. Oh my god. It finally happened. It's literally just the second finished, and oh my god. I think that was probably the best episode of Arrow I have ever seen. And that's... Ugh. Hello. This is Astro Rich TV, scratching his nipples in his chest. It's the morning after a very drunken day off. Well, a drunken night out. But I had a really good night out last night in Soho, Admiral Duncan. I had these guys with me, this one with me, and I had the big man, the man of the hour, man of the day, le chien de jour. That's weird. We had a fun night out last night, but I'm here to talk about Arrow Season 8, the episode premiere. Okay, oh my god. So, they had to build up to this. That was unbelievably... the fact that we started off the entire Arrow... They call it the Arrowverse because Arrow is what started it all. 8 years ago. A premiere episode. I don't know what I was doing. I can't remember where I was when I first watched the first episode of Arrow. 8 years ago, it would be in 2011. Where would I have been living? I don't know. I can't remember. I have to think back to... Because some things I can think back to, like when I was first watching Brothers and Sisters first year university. I remember watching Big Bang Theory first year university. So TV shows that started, and I was like, oh my god. So we are building up to the Crisis on Infinite Earths, especially with Arrow, Flash, Supergirl. Batwoman, they are obviously starting to premiere slowly, but we're trying to do Cat Game stories separately. And then Legends of Tomorrow. Has that started yet? Coming up in a few weeks. Anyway. So, The Flash, we're covering a lot of stuff based on Barry Allen dying. Now with Arrow, we knew that Oliver Queen, he's been told that the Monitor's seen him die. So this is all about Oliver dealing with death. But... So, side note, if you don't know enough about what's happening with the backstory in Arrow this year, is that Emily Bett Rickards, who plays Felicity Smoke, is not coming back for Season 8, the last season. To my knowledge. I don't actually read the articles properly enough, I just kind of glimpse and flick over them. So basically we start off this episode going into... I believe we're on Earth 2. It has to be Earth 2 because it's basically Laurel. The Laurel that was Black Siren now is the vigilante and now is the hero that she was meant to be on Earth 2. And her version of the Hood is Adrian Chase, who was Prometheus in Season 5. Which is just funny, but it's good to have characters and overlapping. And so it starts off with Oliver running through the forest, beginning of Lian Yu, and it's, instead of having the arrow through the Deathstroke, it's the arrow through Batman. They're Easter egging all over the place right now. It's great. But this is the version of Oliver coming out in the Queen's Gambit. Basically, if the real Oliver Queen had died years ago, actually probably did die, and this is the only way of him to come back from the dead, the way that the story played out. Anyway, curious to see how in that alternate reality is. But anyway, so Oliver's been sent here by the Monitor to collect Death Star particles, which is very similar to Dwarf Star particles. Dwarf Star particles being the same thing that powers Ray Palmer's atom suit. So it's all linked to that. Maybe even linked to when Brandon Routh will become Superman in his universe reality. So they're basically I think right now they're destroying certain Earths, so they're removing certain characters from it. Don't understand why that is, but I'm sure all that will be revealed. So Oliver gets rescued from the Lian Yu, goes back home where his mum is there, and she's married to Malcolm Merlyn. Tommy Merlyn is still alive. Thea's died, just because Oliver wasn't there, and she overdid on Vertigo, because we knew during the first season of Arrow that she was the party girl that Oliver was before he went on the Queen's Gambit. I'm not going to run through like the entire episode, because right now they're doing Star City 2040 and they're doing Starling City of Earth 2, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the same thing. But it's obviously showing Team Arrow in the future, so it's William, Mia, Smoke, John Diggle's son, I don't know what his name is, I can't remember, and I forget her name. She is Renee's daughter. Zoe, that's it. Couldn't think of her name then. So those four are now like the team up gang, and they're going to follow their storyline into 2040 Star City. Which is good, because it's the flash forward stuff of both sides, and 2040 is kind of, it might end up being looped into the multiverse, because I think at some point they're going to go back in time, and they're also going to team up with the current Arrow stuff in the future. It has to. They're gonna have to bring the two together, because Arrow's always done 5 years previously. Next episode is called Hong Kong, so there must be a next loop into Oliver probably going to Hong Kong in another Earth. I hope so. To retrieve something as well the Monitor has given him. Because at the end of this episode, really amazing, is Oliver spent all this episode trying to stop Tommy from doing the undertaking that his father had done in Earth 1. And Oliver tried so hard to help reprieve Tommy to get him back on course. And Monitor was like, you don't need to worry about this. He's like, why are you doing this for? You don't need to do this. Because Monitor knew this Earth was coming to an end. But Oliver still did his best to be a hero, and it made no difference in the end, because they were all going to die. Anyway, so Earth 2 is now gone. And the only person was worth, well, it's so tricky, because I'm trying to think of, if Earth 2 is gone, does that mean Harrison Wells has gone from Earth 2? Does that mean Jesse Quick has gone from Earth 2? I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I don't know if it's just Star City's been obliterated, but it looks like that entire Earth has now disappeared. So I don't know if Jesse Quick and Harrison Wells have now come to Earth 1, or they were never in Earth 2 in the beginning. I don't know. Literally, like, the Crisis on Infinite Earths is an infinite possibility of what characters are going to be here and what they're going to do. The writers are doing so well at this that I'm going to have to stop this video now, because I want to do another video for Survivor, because I watched 2 episodes this morning, and I'm so glad I'm, like, Arrow is just bloody fantastic, and I need to shoot this video. Anyway, sorry, side note, I've got drinking too much Coke, but it's my hangover here. Anyway, Arrow, Season 8, Episode 1, done. Can't wait now for next week, and I want to see the promo now for next episode. Bye!